This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. As you bundle up at home tonight, you may want to get out a couple of extra blankets.
That's right. With more on the cold snap headed our way, let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yeah, a dangerous situation here for Suncoast residents because a lot of folks not used to this kind of cold, and it is going to be the coldest night of the season. We are under a freeze warning for everyone now. Yesterday and earlier today, as meteorologist John Scalzi was explaining, we had a freeze warning for mainly east of I-75 that has now changed due to the latest computer forecast model. We're going to see more of a northerly wind and a northeasterly turn tonight, and that will allow that cold air to sink all the way to the coast and get close to the area beaches. In fact, 53 right now. The front is through. Winds have switched to the north now at 17 miles an hour, and the pressure 30-23. That's high. Will continue to build. Current temperatures already in the 30s in Tallahassee and Pensacola, 49 in Jacksonville. It's just dropped 8 degrees in the last half hour in Orlando, indicating that front continues to sag southward and will do so overnight. Now, the evening planner looks like this. Temperatures will fall down into the mid-40s by 9 o'clock. Should be right around 40 degrees near the coast, upper 30s inland. The wind chill at that time will be right around freezing. Now, the dangerous wind chills, anything below 32, mid-20s we're talking about tomorrow morning for all the kids going to school tomorrow morning. You're going to be dealing with 25, what it feels like, 26 degrees, and freezing temperatures all up and down the coast. Now, that freeze warning will stay with us until 9 a.m., and that means you must make the necessary precautions. We have a story about what you should be doing coming up in just a little bit. A small craft advisory remains in effect, and then the dangerous wind chills anywhere from 20 to 30 degrees. 30 degrees would feel like, say, on Siesta Key, Longboat Key, and up in Anna Maria. It'll feel more like 20 to 25 degrees east of the interstate for a good several hours up until about 9, 10 o'clock. We'll have more on this cold snap. Another chilly night tomorrow night, too. Details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. Ahead of the cold weather, veterinarians are reminding pet owners to take some extra precautions with their animals.
One vet says it's a common misconception that animals are wearing fur coats because they don't retain heat as well as humans. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us with more on this information. Christopher?
And good evening. Pet owners beware, especially if you have an outdoor pet. Tonight's freezing temperatures may be too much for them.
If you yourself walk outside and feel cold and feel like you're going to need a jacket, then the animal or the pet is going to feel like that as well.
Dr. Eileen Sarantel is an 18-year veterinarian at the Laurel Road Veterinary Clinic. She says animals are very susceptible to weather changes.
With these sudden acute temperature changes that happen, it just makes it a little bit harder for them to adapt and accommodate to that.
So if you have pets outside, bring them in tonight.
You want to make sure that you can move them into a warm environment, even if it's not necessarily indoors, even into a garage or a back porch, something along those lines that provides some sort of shelter.
It's not just dogs and cats to be concerned about. It's also turtles, tortoises, iguanas, birds, generally anything that has a hard time thermoregulating itself. Another thing that can't warm itself are plants. They should best be covered this evening.
The key to making it work is to get it tight, and of course we're fighting the wind. You can't let the cold get up underneath there. You've got to get all your little air pockets out.
Debbie Nave is the plant manager at MRT Lawn and Garden Center. She says most plants won't survive cold winds and possibly frost.
Anything that's tropical, bougainvillea, hibiscus, anything that's going to bloom, with an exception of maybe camellias and azaleas, are going to get hit.
Besides covering them, Nave suggests
water your plants real good before the temperature drops, get them nicely hydrated, and get the water shut off.
Now, for animals, as we said, they can get hypothermia. You'll notice that if your pet starts shaking violently or becomes extremely lethargic. Now, the best thing to do in that case is to wrap them up with warm blankets and let them warm up slowly rather than having an extreme change in temperatures. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you so much, Christopher. Some great information there. Travelers are also being affected by winter weather. The Sarasota Bradenton International Airport reporting 3 canceled flights and 4 delayed flights. An arriving flight from Boston has been canceled, while 2 flights from Charlotte and Atlanta have been delayed. A flight departing to New York has also been delayed, while a flight to Boston has been canceled.
Thanks to savings from the federal tax overhaul, Florida Power and Light will not charge customers for restoring electricity after Hurricane Irma. That's a savings of $1.3 billion. FPL had initially planned to start billing customers in March for that restoration costs, but the utility says the rates allowed Its rates allowed it to leverage the tax savings to deal with those Irma costs.
New cameras are coming to the city of Sarasota intersections that will no longer flash when drivers run red lights. City commissioners voting last night to upgrade their cameras. The new vendor will replace the surveillance at 20 intersections. The city will pay $70,000 a month for those cameras, but expect to generate more than that with citations. Last year alone, the city mailed out 30,000 tickets for $158 apiece to red light runners. The police spokesman says removing the camera flash should make it less distracting to drivers.
The flash can be distracting to folks. They can wonder if they got one, if they didn't get one. And so with the flashless technology, they'll just receive the ticket in the mail, and there won't be that, worry right away, and there won't be that distraction as far as did the flash go off? Was I turning on red? Was I stopped?
Commissioners also had the option to use license plate recognition software to help police find drivers involved in other crimes, but the majority turned down that option, citing an invasion of privacy. That technology is, however, used on Longboat Key.
A proposal to do away with Venice's short-term rental ordinance is being considered by the state. That ordinance was adopted in 2009 in response to complaints about properties being rented on a weekly basis and used for party houses with large groups of people. It states that a family home may be rented in periods of 30 days or less, no more than 3 times a year, and that advertising weekly rental is prohibited. This week, Suncoast State Senator Greg Stubbe saying that ordinance in Venice is, quote, nothing more than an effort by the hotel industry to put an end to vacation rentals, which are a vital part of Florida's tourism industry. Stubbe has filed legislation to leave short-term rental rules to the state.
Well, it's no surprise that finding affordable housing is a challenge in our area, but true heroes from our community are facing the biggest struggle. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics found the median hourly wage for sheriff's deputies and police officers in Florida is about $27.50 per hour, or $57,000 annually, which still falls below the national average. Elementary school teachers are dealing with an even bigger challenge, making about $47,000 a year, about $8,000 less than the country's average. U.S. World and News Report found housing costs in Sarasota are 9% above the national average, with workers making 8% less than the country's average annual salary.
I think as a community we're going to have the discussion and basically take a good look at what the real cost of housing is, and take a look at real cost of how the wages relate to that housing cost.
Coming up tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll take a look at what aspiring homeowners can do to help become one step closer to living the American dream.
Legislation filed at the Capitol for the 2018 session could change the way Florida's electoral votes are awarded in future presidential elections. The bill, filed by Democrats in both the State House and Senate, would require Florida to award its 29 electoral votes to the winner of the national popular vote, rather than to the presidential candidate who receives the most votes in Florida. The idea, known as the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, comes on the heels of President Trump's victory in 2016, in which he won 304 electoral votes, 77 more than Hillary Clinton, even though Clinton won the national popular vote.
A vote in Wyoming or a vote in Montana would count as much as a vote in Miami or Los Angeles or Chicago. Every vote would count, and you would have to go every place people are, and you would try to get every vote you could.
More than 10 other states and the District of Columbia have already signed on to the compact. The bill has yet to get a committee hearing in either the Republican-controlled Senate or House.
The clock is ticking as Congress heads toward a possible government shutdown. Democrats are fighting a Republican measure that keeps the government open, but as ABC's Kenneth Moten reports, it does not provide a deal to protect the Dreamers.
President Trump on the Hill honoring former Senator Bob Dole as current lawmakers work to keep the government open past Friday. Immigration at the center of the negotiations. Demonstrators arrested on Capitol Hill trying to pressure lawmakers to strike a deal on the Dreamers.
I didn't run for the Senate to shut down the government, but I will tell you something. We need to do that DRACA, the DREAM Act, this week.
President Trump's reported profane comment in an immigration meeting last week caused a setback on bipartisan talks to protect 800,000 immigrants brought to the U.S. as children.
What we need to do better is a reliable partner at the White House.
So I'm looking for something that President Trump supports, and he's not yet indicated what measure he's willing to sign.
White House Chief of Staff John Kelly emerged from a meeting with the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, suggesting the main sticking point now, the southern border wall.
What we cannot have is a unprotected, unsecured southwest border.
There's a 1-month short-term funding measure in the works by the GOP that does not include the Dreamers. House Republicans have the votes for passage, but in the Senate, the slim GOP majority needs Democratic support.
I challenge President Trump. Step up to the plate. Democrats have met you halfway, Mr. President. You meet us halfway.
The White House now says it supports that House GOP measure to provide short-term funding without a fix for the Dreamers. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, Linda puts the Suncoast in the spotlight.
Coming up on In the Spotlight, we'll show you how to sing and dance the Native American way.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
I'll be right back.
Start the year off with big savings during the Start Something New event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks, and for a limited time, you can take your new Ram 1500 home for as little as $19,999, or go big and step up to a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $13,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our Winter White event, save up to 15% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Long ago, Native Americans made the Suncoast their home, and this weekend they are once again gathering right here.
In the spotlight tonight, the Sarasota Native American Indian Festival. ABC7's Linda Carson gives us a preview.
Native Americans from tribes all over the country are gathering in Sarasota this week for the Native American Indian Festival.
We have a lot of traditional artists that are coming from all different tribes, different representations, different parts of the country, and mediums of art, jewelry, pottery, traditional leather work, beadwork, as well as paintings, and our traditional dancers will be here as well.
Rick Burt is MC, a former pro wrestler who wrestled as Rick Youngblood for 37 years. He's bringing his drum and dance group, plus lots of other traditional Native American entertainers.
I'm bringing in a lot of good singers and dancers, and it's just going to be a fun weekend to sing, dance, and fellowship.
We also have Alan Mose and his father and son coming, so we have 3 generations of traditional Navajo dance music and paintings as well, traditional art.
You can talk personally with people from different tribes and really come to know them.
There'll be a lot of educational programs that we'll be teaching about the language. We'll be sharing. As a matter of fact, my children are coming in, and they all dance.
You can meet artist and Cherokee historian General Grant and see what he does.
Create a lot of jewelry that pertains to the natural material of the Cherokees and for 2,000 years. And so I use the same material and the same philosophy in creating the wearable art that I exhibit and have for sale here.
They want to show you what it's like to be a Native American.
We're here to share our culture, we're here to share our art, we're here to share our humor and our philosophy. And our culture evolves around love, kindness, and sharing and giving.
So don't miss seeing these guys and about 20 of their closest friends in action at the Sarasota Native American Indian Festival at the Sarasota County Fairgrounds Friday through Sunday. And don't forget to try the authentic Native American food. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Now your ABC7 First Alert Weather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, if you haven't done so already, take them in. The small, sensitive plants that could possibly die as a result of freezing temperatures all the way out to the coast. Now, not everyone on the islands are going to get freezing, but there's going to be some areas that could be at freezing for an hour or so. That's not going to kill anything, but east of that, certainly there is a chance it could be a little longer duration. Computer forecast models have shifted a little bit more north to northeasterly wind as of late. You can see the clouds associated with the front coming through. There have been times, and very few, that a little disturbance in the atmosphere could produce a sprinkle or two of some snow flurries, but right now that isn't the case, and I don't think it will be, although I got an interesting graphic to show you coming up at 6. 28 to 32 degrees, that's what we're expecting for the duration of 5 to 8 hours. Again, the 5 to 8 hours I think will be basically, again, east of I-75, but for a couple of hours we could see freezing temperatures west of I-75, and that means that we've now included all of Manatee, all of Sarasota County in the freeze warning. That's a warning. I mean, it's imminent that we are going to see freezing temperatures in the area that you see in blue right there. Now, a small craft advisory will stay with us until 6. Winds on the waters will start up at 20 knots, but I can't imagine many folks out there in the water at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Dangerous wind chills. This is what's going to be driving the possibility of folks getting too cold out there. If you're going to be exposed to the cold for a long period of time, you can get hypothermia, and the wind chill advisory is in effect until 10 a.m., so make sure the kids are bundled up on the way to school tomorrow. Even that short little walk, if they do walk, is going to be extremely cold. Overnight forecast. Here's the temperature. Now, this is for Sarasota, and again, this is not for Lakewood Ranch. You can probably drop temperatures down about 3 to 4 degrees for Lakewood Ranch at this point, but we'll get down to about 43 at midnight, and the wind chill at that point will be below freezing, and the actual temperature will be at freezing, it looks like, just for a couple of hours or near it, right around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and then start to warm up gradually tomorrow. It's not going to warm up a lot. In fact, here's a look at your day planner for Thursday. Looks like temperatures right around freezing at 7. By noon, we'll only be up to 40 degrees. There'll be plenty of sunshine, but that's not going to help as that cold air continues to spill southward on a north to northeasterly wind. By 3 o'clock, we will see highs in around the low to mid-50s in some coastal locations, but away from the water, highs only into the upper 40s to low 50s. And another cold night for tomorrow night. We're expecting lows in the 30s again tomorrow night. Freeze warning expanded. That's the headlines that came down at 5. And the wind chill now in the mid-20s. Expected to see that in the mid-20s, I should say, after midnight. And then cold again Thursday night with lows into the 30s. Not as cold, but we will see the possibility of freezing temperatures well inland. 28 for a low to start things off tomorrow morning in Northport, 29 in Mayaca City, 32 right at freezing in Venice. It looks like Lakewood Ranch a couple degrees cooler at 29 and 28 degrees in Parrish, 35, because the water temperature now at around 58, 60 degrees. It's going to keep things a little bit warmer if you're surrounded by the water. Now, currently, we have 53 degrees and the dew point at 46. At one point, we were up near 70 degrees, and then all of a sudden that front moved through. 69 the high today. It was close to the average of 71. We'll get back into the 70s, I think, as early as Saturday. Saturday, we should see highs back in the 70s. Now, this is a future cast showing some clouds out here. That's what we'll have to watch through time. Now, they should all be gone by 9, 10 o'clock tonight, and that will allow the clear skies and windy conditions to persist right through 10 o'clock in the morning. That's the reason why we have that wind chill advisory in effect until 10 a.m. So bundle up out there, folks. Bring your sensitive plants in. Not a big deal. It's not like severe weather where you have to run in the closet, but this is more so for yourself, your small pets, and if you live well east of I-75, you may want to protect your, again, exposed water pipes. They can burst at times, and we'll see the forecast as you see it right there. Back in the 70s on Saturday, and it continues that way all the way through Wednesday of next week. Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob, for that update. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. There are no major crashes delaying drivers right now. We are seeing some slowdowns, however, around the University Parkway exit on I-75. Other than that, the interstate is looking clear in both directions. Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today, and named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Florida Studio Theater presents the 8-time Tony Award winner Once, held over by popular demand. Captivating and breathtaking, Once is an unforgettable story about going for your dreams and the power of music to connect us all. Critics are calling Once engaging and heartwarming, outstanding, and a flawless production. Audiences are calling it phenomenal and better than Broadway. Once must close January 19th. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Well, one of my favorite actresses and Golden Girl, Betty White, is getting another candle on her birthday cake.
Yeah, Betty White, 96 years young today. The 6-time Emmy winner telling Parade magazine the secret to a long life is to accentuate the positive and not the negative. As for her diet, she says her favorite items include vodka and hot dogs, probably in that order. White's career has lasted more than 7 decades with appearances on both the small and big screens. There's still one major item on White's bucket list, though, and that is meeting actor Robert Redford. White says that she tries to meet the actor every year, but has yet to do so. How has that not happened yet?
I have no idea. We should start campaigning for that. Well, Pitch Perfect star Anna Kendrick has been the victim of mistaken identity, but she's not complaining. Kendrick's picture was used on a story about Russian tennis star Anna Kournikova and singer Enrique Iglesias having twins. Kendrick tweeting to Yahoo today saying, quote, "Dear Yahoo, how do I get to this timeline where I've slept with Enrique Iglesias? Please and thank you." Interesting.
They look nothing alike, but
I don't know how that mix-up happened, but hey.
We'll be right back with more news and the latest on the cold temperatures headed our way.